Good morning, man. Good morning, man. I should start like clearing this out before I get on here, right? Guys, I hope y'all had a phenomenal FUN phenomenal weekend. Hey, we had the taco fundraiser for Path Mardi Gras King this past Saturday, and you know what? For those of you guys that saw me on my social media live on Friday night talking about whether we should cancel it or still go with it, and you guys said, have it, go, you should do it, and I'm coming, and then you didn't show up. You got about 24 hours to donate $100 to the Mardi Gras King for Johnny Juan Ortiz before I unfriend you on social media, you sorry suckers. I made all that food to feed you and then you didn't show up. But hey, listen, you're going to have a perfect opportunity on Wednesday. So, Wednesday, even though it's going to be after the event, Wednesday, you have an opportunity to come to church. FAC, First Apostolic Church of Tyler, Texas, located at 14151 Roans Quarter Road, just over the hill, just south of Grande and Roans Quarter, over the hill to your left. It actually tees right off at Roy Road. We're going to be serving the some of the food that we had left over to be able to. Sometimes some of this stuff does better to the way the seasoning gets to marinate into the food, guys. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be making some tacos. We're going to be adding burritos to the menu, which wasn't on Saturday, and we're going to have quesadillas. I have it on good authority that that rice was amazing and that the quesadillas were the bomb. I told you, I don't mess around. I play around, I joke around a lot, but I don't mess around with tacos, quesadillas, or burritos. I'm all in, baby. But hey, listen, for those of you watching this on the replay, just fast forward through all this preliminary stuff because it's just time killing. But again, here, buddy, Johnny Juan Ortiz with the Fun Life community, powered by the Ziegler philosophy of you can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. And the foundational program of Choose to Win, because every single day we wake up, guys, we have a choice to either have a good day, make up in our mind what kind of day we're going to have, right? Even back in the Bible says, choose you this day who you will serve, right? Abundance mindset, scarcity mindset. All right, guys, let's get on with the show. Today, really, you know what? I was debating on what to talk about, and I'm going to be a little vulnerable. I'm going to go Brene Brown on you because of our guest on Saturday and because of our guest on Friday. If you had not have a chance, if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch our Faith Your Fears Friday interview with Julie Ziegler, right, the daughter of legendary speaker, trainer, motivator Zig Ziglar. Ah, man, I love you, Julie. You're amazing. Tom, Cindy, all you guys, Alexandria, Howard Partridge, Brian Flanagan, all you guys that I've got to meet, Andy Costa that does all. You guys, I mean, I'm probably leaving somebody. You guys are amazing. Miss Lori Majors, oh my goodness, you know, there's so many of you guys. And then Saturday, I had this guy on here. If you didn't get to watch that deal, right? The visuals were off, but the audio was fire. The audio was fire. In case you don't know, right? The Mojo, what happened out there in Odessa, Permian over those years, he was part of it. And like the book says, Friday Night Lights, untold stories behind the lights. You're not gonna want to miss it. Go back and watch that again. But guys, I'm gonna be a little vulnerable because here we're gonna be talking about, as the caption says, right, habits. Why are habits so important? And before I became certified with the Zig Ziglar Corporation, I did a lot of Ziglar. I studied a lot of Ziglar. Matter of fact, he was the very first um, person that I was able to hear speak, and he's kind of what got me into this personal growth and development back when I was 19 years old. And along the way, there was another guy named Stephen Covey, and he wrote a really good book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and that kind of started me in the trajectory of going. So I'm going to break that down with you guys, but not before I'm a little vulnerable with you guys, because I really want you to understand the mindset and the attitude behind everything, right? Why we do what we do. And if I can break down this one quote from Mr. Ziegler, he says, "We are what we are and where we are because of what's gone into our mind." He also said we can change what we are. We can change where we are by changing what goes into our mind. I'm going to tweak that a little bit because of some studying that I've been doing here recently, especially with the help of Laura Wells and her Lavelle and the Thrive community that she's been able to build. And guys, before the pandemic, before the pandemic, we were, I say we, me, myself, and I, we kind of fluctuated between 250, 270 pounds, 250, 275. I lost those same 20, 25 pounds time and time again. I probably lost 1,000 pounds over my adult life, right? But it was within that range. That's where I was comfortable. Pandemic hit. I don't know what happened. We stayed home. We were eating. We were right, and so I changed that. I changed that quote not because of not because of what changed what was going into my mind, because of what changed that was going into my mouth. And so we are what we are and where we are because of what's gone into our mouth. We can change what we are because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm changing what's going into this mouth. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I've never announced this publicly, and it's a little scary, right? But I can't expect you to do this if I'm not willing to do it myself. Listen, I ballooned up to, okay, so I stopped weighing myself when I got to 332. I'm only 5'6" on a good day. 5'5", and I think when I stand up, I go down to about 5'5" and a half. Gravity starts to, but here, 332, I stopped weighing myself. Guys, over the weekend, I was able to break 300. I'm now down to 298. And I'm going to keep going. You know why? Because I now have a system. I now have everything that I've been putting into my mind for the mindset. I'm actually realizing that it's very applicable to the physical. And so habits is how I'm able to do that. It's the discipline to be able to do that. I now have, and Miss Julie, I love Miss Julie. I called her to tell her thank you, like I do with all my guests, and she proceeded to just continue to drop nuggets of wisdom and knowledge and encouragement on me. I wish I would have recorded that call, but again, that was just for me. And so I love you, Miss Julie. Thank you so much. But we're going to start this Motivational Monday with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People from Stephen Covey. And the first habit that you have to understand is that it talks about being proactive. And whenever we're going to be kicking off anything, right? We're going to be doing the first habit today, the second habit today, right? The first habit is to be proactive. The second habit is to begin with the end in mind. We're going to be covering the third and the fourth habit on Transformation Tuesday, which is to put first things first and then to think win-win. The fifth and sixth habit, which is seek first to understand, then to be understood. And then the sixth habit is synergize, with the seventh habit being sharpen the saw. That's going to be on Thursday, on Thankful Thursday. And then we're going to throw in a bonus because a lot of people didn't realize that he wrote another book called The Eighth Habit. So we're going to throw the eighth habit in there with the seventh habit. And then Friday, you guys are not going to want to miss Friday. I'm going to have Bob Berg. Oops, dropped my books. The author of The Go-Giver also wrote the first cassette tape I listened to him was Endless Referrals. That was one of the big reasons for my success in sales, because every person I sold, I knew that they had a endless pot of referrals. And so if I did good with them, I could get into their sphere of influence. And it hasn't changed. I'm still doing the same thing over and over again. I'm just doing it at a higher level, at a higher frequency. My energy is a little differently. I hope you can feel that. I hope you can see that. And again, so thank you guys so much for being on here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Lawrence. It's always a pleasure to have you guys. Yes, sir. I'm right there with you, man. But again, when you start to look at the first habit, and we're starting to kick off this journey through the 7 habits of highly effective people, we want to focus on the foundational habits that set the stage for the personal effectiveness. Because seriously, being proactive is about taking responsibility for your own life and actions. So instead of reacting to the external circumstances, proactive individuals take control of their personal choices, of their responses. And that's what Dr. Coach Nate Hearn was talking about on Saturday. Again, you're going to want to go back and listen to that because he dropped some bombs. And so we have to understand that we have the power to influence our circumstances, regardless of the challenges that we face. And so when we start to go and dive in a little bit deeper, what happens is that we are able to, there's so many things that we cannot control. And I have this flyer on my desk, right? There's so many things that we cannot control. And so, but there are other things that we can control. And with the right mindset, you focus on the things that you can control so much to the point that the things that you cannot control do not matter. And so anything outside that circle of the things that you cannot control, so what? So what? We're going to focus on our attitude. We're going to focus on our choices, on our habits, on our discipline, the things that we can control. And that circle is going to get so big that the things that we can't control don't matter. Guys, hey, we're right here at the Cardinal Financial Studios, located at 1512 East Southeast Loop 323. This is what funds this whole thing, guys. All right, I better finish up with this one because, again, the first habit was just to be proactive. And it's not about controlling everything that happens to us, but rather about controlling our responses and mindset in any situation. It's about taking ownership of our lives and moving forward with, ready? Intentionality and purpose. I get it. I know so many people pay for this stuff and you're getting it at no cost. And unfortunately, a lot of times when you get it at no cost, you don't assess a value to it, guys. This is golden nuggets. This is part of what's helped me get to where I am. And then I've actually incorporated these 8 habits into the 8 key areas that Mr. Ziegler talked about. Well, it's really 7. I added community. And then I tweaked some of his primary motivating factors to make it 8 key primary motivating factors. That's why if you ever look at the FuNLiFe logo, it's an octopus, 8, 8, and 8. So I put those three eights together to come up with this community, and how that's kind of our core values and everything that we everything of why we do what we do. So okay, listen. So here's the deal. The second one right here that we're going to be talking about is this. So the second habit is to begin with the end in mind. And so beginning with the end in mind means having a clear vision of your goals. You guys still have those goals that we set back in January, right? You've got them written down, and you've got the 7, and you've got the formula to be able to hit your goals. If you don't, let me know. I'll shoot it back out to you guys. But you have aspirations. You have to have these aspirations before you begin or take on any task or any endeavor, guys. It's about defining your priorities and your values, right? And aligning your actions with your long-term objectives. Guys, listen, I've said it before. You've probably read it or heard it before. We severely overestimate what we can do in a short period of time, but we grossly underestimate what we can do over an extended period of time. And so I don't want you guys to fall victim to that, guys. If you go ahead and start planning now and taking those baby steps, what you're going to find out is that you're one step closer. That's why we talk about how direction is so much more important than speed. And so by starting with a clear destination in mind, you can navigate your journey with focus and purpose, guys. Because when you have purpose, right, when your vision is clear, your decisions are easy, and you gain that clarity to help you get to your final destination. And so we're going to have to realize that, and we have to discuss, and we can do this on a one-on-one, where we discuss the importance of setting goals and envisioning success, emphasizing the power of visualization and strategic planning. Because what happens when you start to visualize, all of a sudden you're going to be able to realize, right? Albert Einstein said that the imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attraction. So I want to be able to tell you guys that there's so much, but unfortunately too many people never let it get from up here to down here. And once it gets down here, once you get in your heart, I love Andy Andrews. Matter of fact, I'm trying to reach out to him to have him on my either my Friday interview or my Saturday interview, because he wrote the book, The Traveler's Gift. And in those 7 decisions that we have to make individually, we have to make sure that we have a decided heart, that we have a made-up heart, that we're going to do this. Doesn't matter what other people think, say, or do, right? It's none of our business. We're going to continue on, moving on. Guys, I'm starting to feel my second wind coming on. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I've already hit my 15-minute mark. So here's the thing, right? When you put this into practice, right? When you start to do this, we can begin with the end in mind, and we're better equipped to make decisions that align with our values, aspirations, and it helps us to stay focused on what we truly value, right? It enables us to live with intention and direction. So reflect. I want you to reflect on areas of your life where you can be more proactive. Write this down. What areas of your life can you be more proactive? And in the seven habit or the seven key areas that we talk about the mental. Can you be more proactive there? Absolutely. What about spiritual? Physical? Guys, that's where I find myself. That's my biggest area of improvement, and that's the one I'm working on. Right? Financial, can we improve more there? Yeah, of course. In our family? Absolutely. What about our personal, right? What motivates us? What fills us back up so we can go back out? All right, you can't pour from an empty cup, guys. So come on, right? And then the seventh one is your career. And then we added the community. And that's why we're doing this Path fundraiser, because I want to be able to give back of my time, my talent, my resources, right? My things that I'm gonna that my abilities. I want to be able to give back. So take some time. Take some time if you want to write this down. Journaling is a really good option. So take some time and envision. Envision your ideal future. What do you want your future to look like? That's getting back into that visualization, right? What do you want to accomplish? What is it? Why are you on here? I mean, I don't want you to get out of here, right? There's a lot of people that keep scrolling, right? Because this isn't for them, and that's okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. Not everybody's my type of people. Not everybody's my tribe, right? It's only the cool kids that can hang out in this club, right? And so, what values do you want to prioritize? Use this vision to guide your actions and decisions moving forward, guys. So by taking these habits and being proactive and beginning with the end in mind, we can lay a solid foundation for personal effectiveness and fulfillment, right? And fulfillment. Let's approach this week. Today, make up in your mind that this week we're going to approach it with intentionality, all right, and purpose as we continue our journey through the seven habits. And so have a motivated and productive week today, guys. This week, go ahead, write it down. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the third and the fourth habit, right? About putting first things first, and then to think win-win. And so those are going to be really two. And if you don't have the book, go out and get it. Go to Half Price Books. Sometimes you can. It's amazing how many times I find this book. Besides all my Ziegler books, that is all right there on that top page, right? We've got the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I gave away my 8th habit book. This is Andy Andrews, The Traveler's Gift. That's a great one. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So we're going to be breaking these down, guys. If you don't have a book, if you need something to read, call me, contact me. Hey, guys, this has been Motivational Monday, and I want your mood. I want you to be motivated. I want you to have a phenomenal, F-U-N, phenomenal Monday, because starting off on the right foot on Monday helps you have a good Tuesday. Have a good Tuesday, you're going to have a good Wednesday. Have a good Wednesday. Maybe your Thursday's going to be so-so, but that's going to help you get to, right? We can't always have great days. We're going to have those days that sometimes are just, and that's okay, right? But if you have enough good days together, that makes for a good week. Put enough good weeks together, that's going to give you a good month. Put enough good months together, that's going to give you a good year. Put enough good years together, that's going to give you a great and a fun life. Let's go, guys! All right, guys. Have fun. I love you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Adios. See you tomorrow on Transformation Tuesday. Bye.